have the mold remediation guys in here. They're doing their job. They're well underway. So now I have to get the foundation repair guys in, take a good look on the outside.
Hi, Damon. Nice to see you.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for coming by. Right off the bat, we're standing on part of the problem right here. This is a cold room.
Okay.
They have a vapor barrier up, and you can see there's water coming in already.
We'll take these flower boxes down and we'll inspect that part of the foundation that's going to be above the grade level here.
Yeah.
We just want to see if there's any voids on the outside. A lot of times with the block foundation, what happens is it doesn't necessarily leak into the house and cause puddles to cause mold and to cause that musty odor.
Right.
Quite often, if there's a void on the exterior of the foundation, either a cracked block or some worn away mortar, water will start getting into the block. It'll travel from block to block, almost like the champagne glass effect.
Right.
It'll create that odor and it'll make the blocks damp on the inside.
I also noticed this. Look at that. So you think that's adding to the water problems down there?
Oh yeah, you can see right through that block. I mean, that's a great source of entry from that point there. If the water gets in there, because the blocks are hollow, it can travel around the outside of this whole cold room from that one cavity alone.
Right.
And we haven't even excavated anything yet.
What do you find, man?
Well, for starters, there's a half a masonry job right here. And by the looks of it, there must have been a pretty big tree in this planter box.
Oh, wow.
Previous, because it was all, you can see it was cut. Cut here, and it's hard to tell. We won't know until we get down a little further. These could be digging right through the block at some point.
Oh, and look at this window.
Yeah, this is an example of how not to install a window well.
Would you call that a window well?
Well, I'd call it a couple of pieces of flagstone around a window opening.
Unbelievable. You want any help moving this stuff?
From who, you?
Sure, I can give you a hand.
Let's go, let's get it out.
All right, man. We are going to have to excavate to have a good look at the foundation and see if there is an existing weeping tile system.
If there is a weeping tile system present, what we can do is put a camera in there to see if it's clear from this point to the front.
Right.
If the system itself is not clear from here, then a whole new weeping tile system has to be put in, because you can't just do one section of new weeping tile connected to old weeping tile. All it takes is one crushed pipe, and that totally negates all of the excavation and all of the repair, because the water's still not going to drain. It might very well be on this side of the house. You've got a really big tree right here. Trees just love weeping tile systems. It's a steady source of water. So it's likely that roots from that tree made it down into that weeping tile system.
Now that the mold remediation people have moved everything out, I've been able to take a look at the walls. We know, clear as day, there's holes in this foundation. It's leaking. It's leaking in the northwest corner, exactly where the mold was. I mean, just follow the mold. It'll tell you exactly where the foundation's leaking. Cold room's leaking, like a sieve. I gotta fix that. So northwest corner and the cold room, two major things.
I didn't think that, something in one little closet could result in the entire basement being taken down. Is unbelievable.
The water was coming in through the foundation, like we suspected. I was seeping up the drywall, so there was a lot of mold in those corners. And of course, the moldy carpet has all got to go.
If the system itself is not clear from here, then a whole new weeping tile system has to be put in.
Well, Mike was absolutely right. We're going to be doing some digging. I don't think the old clay weeping tile system is actually tied in around the house or to the storm drain.
We're just getting back to where the weeping tile actually runs around the house now. So I'm hoping at any time that we'll find a connection where it runs into the storm drain.
So there was nothing here?
Up until the chimney to the corner, there was no weeping tile in place there. And then right where the bucket is right now, the weeping tile just started again there, so.
Interesting, so it would have dumped a lot of water right here.
Yeah. We'll excavate the rest of it, and hopefully we can find our connection.
Okay. Thanks, buddy. environmental assessment guys have given us the green light to get back into the basement. I think it's time to get Mike back in here for an update.
So how'd it go with the environmental guys?
Environmental guys were great. They pulled out everything I asked them to do. They did a bang-up job. They cleaned everything on their way out. No mold left down here.
So we did not have a lot of water penetration. We're not rusted on the bottom track here.
Nothing really over on this side, bud. Just a little bit in this corner, a little bit of penetration through the block only. Nothing really down low, sort of up high, and exactly where you told me to look first is where we found most of it.
The north and west?
Yep, northwest wall.
Look at the cracks, though.
Isn't
That's
that nice?
standard, always around the window, eh?
Yeah, but you got to see this wall here. You can actually see daylight through it.
And we have cracks, so we have issues with the parge.
Well, the parging was a little bit loose, so they chipped off everything that was loose. They're keeping what's there. They reparge, and then they obviously used the spray.
Okay, yeah, I saw they're
Yeah.
doing it now. Timing's everything. Hello, nice to see you again.
Hey, Chris. Good to
Hi,
see you.
Damon. How are you?
David, how are you?
Could you?
All right, obviously we've lost the beds, the flower beds, okay? And then bringing those out shows all kinds of things. Shows that we had an opening in the cold room. So that was a culprit. But you can see all the breaks in the mortar that's within the cold room, and that was all earth up to here, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big issue, that water penetrate can get in. It would explain why you had so much mold in the actual cold room, not to mention cutting off airflow, okay? So 2 factors, we know that.
This corner here to the chimney, there was some huge boulders, and the weeping tile actually stopped here. So it would have been draining right in this corner, which, you know, there was obviously moisture in this corner as well.
From this point, let's just walk in the house and I'll tell you what else we found.
Okay.
Don't be sure.
No, I am actually.
Oh, this is nothing.
Wow.
We did find mold right across this wall, approximately 8 to 12 inches up across the bottom, and I'll explain why. You can see right now we have moisture on this wall, right? And the reason we have moisture on the wall is because there's no vertical weepers. It's actually pulling, just like I said, the cinder blocks acting as a sponge, pulling the moisture inside.
This whole corner was soaked. I mean, this was all seeping in here. This wall was wet, and the mold actually traveled right down to this wall, right over here.
Oh my gosh.
So when they actually pulled that drywall off, there was also mold there.
Jeez.
Obviously moisture in that cold room as well.
We're gonna make sure from the outside, one, we're turning this back to a cold room, okay? We're gonna make sure it's waterproof from the outside. We're gonna do a special coating of something on the outside. There's gonna be no drywall in this room. There's gonna be no studs in this room. Could have been worse. Was there mold under the carpet, Damon?
The carpet itself was full of mold, definitely. I mean, it was soaked over and over and over. So everywhere that moisture came in, the carpet was just like a wick. So that carpet was absolutely filled with mold. It was a good thing we got that out.
Well, we are going to.
Go with a hypoallergenic carpet.
Thank you.
Okay, so and there's other things we're gonna do, and I'll tell you that later. I wanna tell you everything. I'm trying to tell you what we're finding, all right? It's not that I'm gonna surprise you, but I'm gonna surprise you anyways, right? We're gonna make sure that we put everything back to normal.
It makes me really upset to know that we bought a house, you know, and we thought it was really great and really cute and charming. And, you know, a year and a half, 2 years later, we're sort of stuck with all of these problems.
We're gonna make sure your drains are fine in the house. We're gonna scope any weeping, because they have not dug this side of the house yet. We know there's no tie-in, but they're gonna confirm it, right?
It's shocking, actually, to see your house dug up in the fashion that it was.
When we leave this house, the air in this house is clean, your house is clean, and we don't have to worry about mold or mold spores happening within your home, okay? So that's then, this is now. We're gonna keep going, we're gonna make a mess, and we'll make it right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.